15. We'll be out to A clean.
You have Dean, Chad.
10 seconds. Stand by
guess.
A full sound. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll A. And fade up sound.
My emotions get the best of me. You know, just can't let that
Up to
happen
the K2
again.
next
The
and the
Big
4.
12 suspends OSU star Marcus Smart after he shoved a fan in Lubbock. What Smart had to say today and how it affects the Cowboys moving forward.
I'm not sure I would have reacted any
Wipe
different.
effect look good there,
KD
John.
chimes in on Marcus Smart after torching the Knicks for 41 points. We'll break down the good and the not so good from the week.
We've got a little of
This
everything
runs
on
42
there, which
seconds.
is kind of what we were looking for.
And we'll recap the recruiting
10.
classes with National Signing Day now in the rearview mirror.
Plus, we'll play those percentages.
I would
Stand by
say
K2.
50-50, you know, but I don't really know.
Here comes the Blitz.
Run it. Stand by 4 with.
This is the
I don't have
Oklahoma
page
Forward
42.
Sports Blitz with Dean Blevins and John
And
Holcomb.
Kim and Kim.
I'm John Holcomb.
thanks,
I've been
thanks.
to Lubbock plenty of times, and I've seen some unusual.
All right,
and even
Master Watch
tragic
hitting on
things.
2, please.
I was there when the Texas Tech masked rider fell off the horse as it raced across the field and then tried to run up a tunnel some 20 years ago. What happened last night was sudden and unfortunate. Marcus Smart shoving a self-proclaimed Tech superfan. It was wrong, and you'll hear Smart's apology. My hope is that Smart, the superfan, and everyone else involved become better people in the aftermath of it all.
Read it, rotate you.
I'm Dean Blevins. High school basketball may have been the most fun I ever had.
A-Whiff for
Great
43.
friends, great players, and a memorable coach. Max Markwart was our Norman Tiger basketball coach, and a man I thought would last forever. Fiery and competitive and loyal.
Ready A with.
We would make Coach so mad at times his face would be the color of V8 juice, the spicy kind.
I gotta
Coach
put the
let
ticker
us
in.
grow our hair
didn't
out,
check
dribble
it out.
behind our back, and run and gun. We filled the gym and won most games. Coach died this week, something I just did not think was possible, and we will
Rolling.
sure miss him.
And take. And Kim.
OSU sophomore Marcus Smart suspended for 3 games by the Big 12 Conference
up,
today
be
after he
some full
shoved
with.
the Texas Tech fan late in the Cowboys' loss in Lubbock last night. Smart's momentum trying to stop a Tech player from scoring resulted in a foul, and Smart falling just off the playing surface. And as he got up, you saw there, someone said something that made Smart turn and confront the fan. Smart shoved the man before walking back to the court. Smart told an OSU assistant moments later that the fan used a racial slur. Smart was assisted off the floor after the game, visibly upset after another Tech fan said something to him after the final buzzer. This evening, Smart was contrite and apologetic.
Roll B, wipe Sam. Kim.
I let my emotions get the best of me.
Anyway, else runs 18. 3.
Just can't let that happen
Zoom name.
again. It's something I have to learn
Make
from.
sure
a lesson
Dean's
I
on
have
his
to learn
mark.
from. The consequences that are coming with it, you know, I'm taking full responsibility. No
Ready, 3
finger
with.
pointing. This is all upon me, and you know, I just want to say truly
Start your
apologize.
move. Take you and animate.
We're just getting started with this story. Smart suspension will
Animate
obviously
now.
have a big
Viz 2
impact on
next.
the Cowboys
Ready, Viz
as they
2.
go forward the rest of the season.
Take animate.
Travis Ford defended Smart's character
Stand by
tonight,
your
saying
next
he
bullet.
has his full support because he knows his heart. His comments are still ahead. Texas Tech also investigated this incident, and the fan that set Smart off released a statement.
C's next.
And also Kevin Durant weighs
Ready,
in
C.
on when fans go too far. All that and more
Roll C.
coming up.
And take you, Charlie. Stand by 2 in the 8. Plaz.
The Blitz is a two-way street
Solid,
as
anime.
usual. Plenty to discuss tonight. What do you think of Marcus
Anime now.
Smart's
Ready, Viz
3-game
2.
suspension? Fair? Not fair? Tweet us with the hashtag OFSB or find me on Facebook, and
We're
we'll
going
get
to
you some of your comments
tweak that
later
shot.
in
Take
the
an
show.
anime.
Also
If there's
get that
anything.
cell
Stand
phone
by your
handy remote
brakes.
and play the percentages.
Stand
You
by
wanna
your
text
brakes.
John or Dean to 79640 a little bit later. Much more on Marcus Smart. Still ahead.
And roll your brakes. Fade it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll C. Fade up Q. Stand
All
by
right,
3
let's go
on
in depth
Zoom.
now on our top story. Marcus Smart and his 3-game suspension for
Stretch
shoving a
move.
fan
Resolve.
last night as the Cowboys lost to Texas
We'll
Tech
eventually
in
go to
Lubbock,
four
their
and
fourth
effects.
in a row. John, you were there. Crazy atmosphere.
Really was, Dean. It was the best crowd Texas Tech basketball has enjoyed in years. 14,000 plus, rowdy, loud. As far as the incident, I didn't see it when it happened. It was at the other end of the floor from our broadcast position, which is right next to the OSU
Ready,
bench.
4 effects.
And it was the end of another frustrating night for the Cowboys
Animate,
star
take.
guard. Marcus Smart was growing increasingly
Hey,
upset, but was playing his best overall game in at least the past 2 weeks. His ultra-competitive
Ready,
nature, playing on the edge, he went over that edge in the final seconds. Lately, it hasn't looked like he's been having much fun
Rolling.
playing
Take
basketball
it.
at all.
Don't
Outside
anyway.
shots haven't been falling. Calls haven't gone his way.
Be
2
simple
weeks ago,
with.
the double foul in the game with West Virginia. Marcus having to come out for a while. He kicked the chair on the bench, left the bench area on 2 occasions. Then last night, once again, 2-point game. The hustle after a critical turnover. Committing a foul to save a dunk, but falling out of bounds.
Stand by
Texas
B.
Tech fan Jeff Orr said what he said. More on that in a moment. And Smart turned around and shoved Orr, and that crossed the line. Smart apologizing, and head coach Travis Ford with comments on the situation.
Roll
earlier
B.
this
Wipe
season.
sound. You know what I mean?
This is not how I condone myself.
Enemy
This is
now.
not how this program is
Travis
ran. It's not how I
Ford
was
at
raised.
38. This runs a
You
minute
know,
2.
I let my emotions get the best of me. You know, just can't let that happen again. It's something I have to learn from, a lesson I have to learn from. The consequences that are coming with it, you know, I'm taking full responsibility. No fingers are pointing. This is all upon me. And, you know, I just want to say truly apologize to those that are very important to me. I feel like I let my teammates down. These
Ready
guys
to
mean a
keep
lot
Travis.
to me. And not to be able to be out there with them is a big, it hits me in my heart.
Marcus
You know
made
what I
a
mean?
big mistake last night. He knows that. We've talked
Enemy
about it
now.
extensively.
This 2 next.
He knows we do not obviously
Looks like it's in there
condone
twice.
things of that
Some of
matter.
his 2.
He has owned up to it.
10 seconds.
But I love Marcus Smart for the person he is. And I know this is going to make him a better person.
Wipe Q.
The 3-game
They're
suspension
on
means
2
Smart
for
won't be able to
chit-chat.
travel, so he won't be with the team tomorrow as they head to Austin for a Tuesday night game at Texas. He'll also miss
John,
the Bedlam
or
rematch in
John,
Stillwater
I
on
need you to
Saturday
put
and the game a
CS1
week
in
from
the
Monday
quad
at
because that's the
Baylor.
next story. They're going
Smart's
to ad
first
lib
game
this
back,
talk.
Texas Tech
Yes,
in Stillwater
that'll work.
on the 22nd. Now, Dean, this means the
You do
Cowboys
ya?
need more production
For
from
Texas
Markel
Tech?
Brown as you move
No, we're going to
beyond
OSU
just
next.
The fact that of the incident
We're
itself.
still on
1
this. This is
minute
the
from
ad lib
Christian
tag.
Sager is going to be
That's all.
likely, who played well last night in
Just leave it in there.
extensive action coming
Take
off
4.
the bench. Freshman Leighton Hammonds should see more playing time, and you could see little-used big men Marek Socek and even Gary Gaskins off the bench. But those
Ready,
are the
3. Take.
immediate things that you
Might
might
go to
see
2
on
next.
the court here, because now
4,
you're
you need
down
to
not
loosen
just
up.
Michael Cobbins, not just Stevie
Ready,
Clark
4.
being gone, but also Marcus Smart.
What
Ready,
a
2.
week.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
I
Stand by
don't know
to
if they have time for a comment at this
Yeah.
point, but,
take.
you know, John,
Ready,
you
3.
just can't do what Marcus
Stand by to
did.
go to
There's
Biz 3,
no
John.
place for
And the quad.
too much involvement by fans. I mean, I go back to when I played and got booed off a field. I want
Ready,
to maim
3.
some people. And
Take.
I'm sure Marcus had it much worse, and he's been
Ready,
very
2.
frustrated. You got to put yourself in his shoes at some point and say,
Take.
this is a guy who was
Ready,
like
3.
number 1 on the draft boards, and the team looked like a Final Four team. So you can understand that. And I can't stand to imagine what might have been said, and can't really
Yeah, take.
appreciate
Yeah,
how he
I've
might have
got-
felt.
John's got
but
it.
you just can't do what Marcus did. I don't know if 3 games is right, but it's
Stand by.
unacceptable.
Yeah, what was interesting
Ready,
about
4.
this is the Big 12 made its
Take.
decision. Mike Holder, OSU's athletic director,
Ready, 3.
was on a call with Bob Bowlesby, the Big 12 commissioner, who just happens to be in Sochi for the Olympics.
Take.
So there was that kind of logistical
4.
hurdle to try to get through, but
Take
they
4.
got it done. The 3 games,
Ready, 3.
OSU says we accept it. Marcus will serve it, and then we'll move forward from here. But what that does is put OSU in an even more precarious position in terms of winning enough games to make the NCAA
Hey,
tournament.
I never would have
Ready, 2.
guessed they'd be in this
Take.
predicament.
Ready, 3.
They may turn this thing around. You never know. I was impressed with how Marcus handled himself there.
Take 3.
I would not say that OSU is done by any stretch.
Well, more on that.
All right,
later.
stand by to advance.
Texas Tech
right,
released
go
a
ahead.
statement while OSU's
There you go.
press conference was
This 2.
going on. The school says it interviewed numerous fans, photographers, and other people that were around the incident and found that nobody used a
Ready, this
racial
2.
slur.
That fan, we told you, Jeff Orr, has voluntarily agreed not to attend a Texas Tech basketball game for the rest of the
Take.
season, home or away. He released a statement
They
tonight
sound
saying, quote, my actions
full
last night were inappropriate and do not
Next.
reflect myself or Texas Tech. I regret calling Mr.
Stand
Smart
by
a,
A.
quote, piece of crap, end quote, but I want to make it known that I did not use a racial slur of any kind. Texas Tech released another angle of video today from its investigation. We're going to play it with the sound up, so see what you can
Rolling.
hear.
Wipe sound. Swallow key in enemy. Stand by 3. We'll leave this in. That's all.
It's kind of hard to tell
Ready,
much
4.
more of anything than perhaps
Take.
the
Ready,
quote that
3.
Mr. Orr said he
That's
said.
bad
Take.
when you kind of promote
Ready,
a deal
2.
where a guy's
Take.
getting off the hook by saying you're a piece
Ready,
of crap.
3.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Take.
No kidding. Now, when Marcus came back to the OSU bench immediately after the incident, I saw and heard him tell an assistant coach for OSU that the fan
Ready,
used a
4,
racial
take.
slur. called him the N-word. And in trying to sort out what was happening, I relayed what I heard on our broadcast last night. Now, I did not hear the fan say anything because that was obviously too
51-52 die.
Well,
ready, two,
again, you can't. You'd
51,
like to have
52
fans not
are
say
dead.
anything. Certainly, that type of talk, the N-word or anything like that, is terrible, and I can see how you can get riled up. But regardless, you cannot do what Marcus did. I think he sees that. I don't think he'll ever do it. I sense he'll learn.
Yeah, I do too. I certainly do.
And
well, early this season, Thunder star Kevin Durant watched Smart light up Memphis
two on
and
Dean.
Arena,
Two on
his
Dean.
best performance as
Ready,
a Cowboy.
Well, Durant said afterwards, Smart can play in the
turn,
NBA right now.
Ready,
and
A-sound
after
full
the
width.
Thunder's win
Get him to two.
over the Knicks this afternoon, Durant was sympathetic to Smart's
Right,
situation.
take sound and animate.
He's a 20-year-old kid, I think.
Anime now,
he's a
21,
ball.
react to
It's
any
easy
difference.
for
Should be
you
going to
guys
C next for page 50.
You know, to judge him. 'cause
Stand
you've
by
never been in that
C.
situation. But he just, I'm sure, he's regretting he made a mistake. Easy to learn from it. He looks like he's definitely going to learn from it, but at the same time, it's a heat of the moment. And I'm not sure I would have reacted
Roll
any
C.
different.
Wipe Q. Stand by 3.
The Sooners week started off with all sorts of travel issues, getting to and from Morgantown
Two
for the
effects,
Wednesday
Dean.
night game with West Virginia. Just crazy. But a nice bounce
two
back
effects.
Saturday at home.
Well, what we're seeing is Oklahoma doesn't lay many eggs. You really have to beat them because they don't beat themselves
Swing
very
him,
often.
turn, take, and animate.
Why? Well, they're extremely well coached. They're disciplined. They play
clean.
hard.
Ready, aim.
I really think they know their strengths and limitations. They are unselfish and sound, and they have 6 or 7 players who can shoot the 3, and then they have strong free throw shooting.
Take.
OU improved its remarkable
Okay,
three-point
BVL
shooting
next.
inside the LNC by making 14 of 29 yesterday, a ridiculous 11 of 18 in the first half. So multiple shooters, hard to defend. Heald and Cousins and Neal,
Stand by B.
Clark, Woodard, Booker, Hornbeak, all can shoot behind the arc, and they do a great job of moving the ball, not caring who scores and getting shots up early in the shot clock. Buddy Heald, once again, had a
AVO
huge spurt. 17 of his 19 in the first half. Scored all 19 in their first meeting in the second half. The sophomore 5 for 8 from 3 and has scored in double figures in all but one game this season. Foot injury continues to heal. And noticeably taller and stronger, his athleticism helps him create lots of opportunities for himself and others. Now, it's great for Cam Clark and the team that his slump appears over. After scoring in single digits in each of the previous 3 games, the senior forward scored 16 points on 7 of 8 shooting.
Yeah, that would be great.
Never would have believed it, but Clark is a 44% three-point shooter and must keep it up for OU to finish strong. Senior Tyler Neal is another example of Lon Kruger coaching. Not the most athletic, but a dependable shooter and decision maker. Neal continues to add more and more to his final OU team. Neal was 3 of 6 from distance and has scored at least 9 points in 3 of the last 4 games. DJ Bennett is another example of a Kruger recruit, not highly
Page
recruited,
55,
but
we're only
reaching
doing
potential,
2 full
playing better
screens
than he
here,
looked in preseason, 2
and he's already
blocks
taken
in
them out.
early possessions against really big
Stand by
Baylor
B with for
players and
sound.
dunking or shot
If
putting
we have to read
in
them
an
back to back,
occasional
we have to read them back
basket.
to back.
The more the merrier, and Bennett adds more.
Stand by B.
Sooners a half game out of second place and should get another win Wednesday if they play well, hosting Tech.
Roll B, wipe sound. Can't animate.
Guys have done a good job of moving the ball.
Animate now. It's
and,
round 17.
been
C's next,
focusing
page
lately on
53.
getting a good shot out of every possession, regardless of
Stand
and
by
they don't
C.
care who gets it. They just want to attack, and if it's for themselves, great. If it's defense reacts and they kick it to someone else, then they're comfortable
Roll
with
C.
that too.
Wipe Q. Stand by 3.
An early tip for the Thunder today, coming off that last second
Ready,
loss
with.
at Orlando on Friday. A chance for some redemption
Roll
against the Knicks.
Take
Well, the Knicks left their defense in the Big Apple. The Thunder could easily fall into that trap and play
Score key to beat full
no D
sound.
themselves, but KD would get after Carmelo, and barring a J.R. Smith breakout game, the win column was about to get another mark. And there you see Oklahoma City rolling fourth quarter. Collison, KD, the layup, Thunder up 8. Later in the fourth, KD, the 3. Carmelo. KD scores 41. Melo didn't do much. He was 5 of 19 points. Thunder wins at 112.
Roby, wipe sound.
KD's a stat filler. He's going to have many games,
he's wearing a lot of
many
white there.
opportunities. He's
Trent's
going to
23, out to 3.
A large number of points and assists and rebounds. I've never worried about personal records. It's not something that we do as an organization. It's great if he does accomplish them within the flow of the game. I think you just do what's right and live with the results.
Take you.
Thunder possibly just 2 games from the return of Russell Westbrook after the All-Star game, which is a week from today.
Well, we've been told Russ has not reached his testing requirements and won't step on the court until all those benchmarks have been cleared. The importance of a healthy Westbrook returning and remaining healthy cannot be overstated. In the meantime, Russ's teammates have persevered and taken a 3-game lead in the West, just percentage points from best record in the league. And it all starts with Kevin Durant. World's best scorer has transformed his game into one of the most all-round brilliant games. Deft passing has improved by leaps and bounds. Never selfish, never forces. Passes out of double teams. Teammates are open because of the attention given to him. His two-man game, John, with KD and Serge have developed. They're deadly with that. Just tremendous. Look at the slam there. Reggie Jackson continues to score at a good rate in place of Russ. I think it's 19 points a game as a starter.
Yeah, let's try to see more of that graphic if you guys can on 2.
When he goes against the backups he'll face when he returns to the six-man role when Westbrook returns. Room for improvement, though. Brooks is wanting Jackson to get to the line more. Just went almost 3 games without a free throw attempt. And his defense continues to amaze in a disappointing way. Oladipo the other night just drives right past him. Easy layup. And so there is room there. But Ibaka clearly on a mission. Maybe to not miss out on another All-Star game.
All right, 56 is now dead too. We'll go to break off of the full screen on 55.
Jumpers in their sleep. He's developed a more complete offensive game to complement his remarkable shot blocking and altering and ability to protect the rim. Instead of settling for jumpers, Serge is attacking the rim with authority when possible. And finally, when Tavo Cephalosha appears on his last leg in Oklahoma City, right now it appears that way. Although 5 steals against the Knicks reminds us of his potential defensively. Offensively, though, continues to be a problem as his three-point shooting has declined, and he's lost a step defending and going to the hole. But those wanting a trade don't realize there's probably not much value there, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Thunder in great shape, and Russ is just now returning. Let's take a look here, John. Thunder blew it against Orlando. Here's giving up a winning bucket at the buzzer.
Stand by C. Charlie, they may chit-chat here on their video.
Focus and effort on the final play. Unacceptable. We'll see this one more time. Watch them individually.
I'm not going off the camera for this.
KD, Serge, too many of them just not getting back, and it was one of those plays that just kind of happened, and before you know it, it was a loss to a team you shouldn't lose to.
And roll C. Wipe Q, Charlie. Stand by 2.
Told you the Blitz is a two-way street, and here we're following through. The incident and suspension between Marcus Smart and Texas Tech fans has been a big talker. Here's what some of you are saying on Facebook. Charles says it's wrong to punish this kid.
That's it.
He reacted to an insult as anyone in the stress of the situation
stand
would.
by the dissolve.
This fan needs to be assigned seats in the nosebleed section. Lindsay brings it home.
All right, go on to break off of this. Stand by your breaks, everyone.
And grace. We must remember that these college athletes are kids. She added, I think his punishment was appropriate. A hard lesson for this young man, but a good one. Back with recruiting after this.
And roll your brakes. Fade it down. Shoot, I didn't give a time cue to them. Darn it. 3, 2, 1, and roll C. And fade up. Q.
The only highly recruited player OU missed on down the stretch was DeAndre Clark, brother of Stevie, and a defensive end out of Douglas, who is expected to announce his signing tomorrow with LSU. Otherwise, 4-for-4 on signing day in a class that in November was ranked around 30th nationally.
He ended up somewhere, I think ESPN had him 14th. The pleasant shocker was when 350 pound, 6'8", Orlando Brown out of Duluth, Georgia,
next.
Sent his paperwork to Norman, and not Tennessee, where he'd committed. Listed as a 3-star recruit, his offensive lineman was offered by Alabama, Florida State, Ohio State. I don't understand those stars when that happens, but grades could be an issue, but OU's thrilled about the potential. And 6'7", 275-pound Kenyon Friesen had the OU staff fired up after he signed. Another huge kid with loads of potential, having played, I think, only a couple of years. Except for Clark, OU got most of what they wanted in state. Jinx Carson Meyer has the tools, the background, and potential to make Oklahoma re-emphasize the tight end role. 4-star and 6-rated tight end.
Rolling.
Jeffrey Mead is one of 3 wide receivers at 6'4", 6'5", and taller. Mead is already 6'7", the coaches say. A 4-star recruit offered by A&M and LSU. Bob Stoops was serious when he said he thinks this might be as good as he's recruited, even if the stars don't all
Rolling. Web sound. Trans 24.
Meyer at tight end is a guy that
just
fits.
Page 60 is next up to see the foreign
really
effects on
good
John.
tight ends we've had here, and tough guy, runs, he catches well, very athletic. Jeffrey Mead, same thing, a really tough matchup, and he's so smooth as such a long guy. A lot of times those long guys could be a little gangly. He's anything but
Roll C, wipe Q.
The Cowboys
Stand
will
by
welcome 27 signees to Stillwater. Actually, 4 of them are already on campus. Mike Gundy very pleased that everyone who committed stayed with their word and signed. Plenty of green country flavor for the Cowboys. Jossie Akem of Broken Arrow, Dylan Harding of Jenks, and Jordan Brailford of Booker T. Washington all will line up on the defensive side of the ball. Offensively, JUCO running back / receivers like Turner, Tyreek Hill, and quarterback Mason Rudolph here from South Carolina are already in Stillwater. With the addition of Rudolph, it could make for an interesting quarterback situation starting in the spring with J.W. Walsh, the leader. The head coach says he needs a quarterback that can withstand some hits.
Websam, and
quarterback has to be the toughest guy on the field. He's the only guy that gets hit.
Enemy now runs 18 up the C for player percentages and up wall to wall.
You know, I mean, I wasn't a great science student but in the law of physics. If you're standing there and get hit all the time, eventually can wear on you. And so those guys have to be the toughest guys. That's very important.
Roll C, wipe Q.
Time now to play the percentages.
One to wall.
Question number 1. Percentage chance Oklahoma State still makes the NCAA tournament. Cowboys in a bit of a slide. We'll start with John since he has the home court advantage.
Thank you. I'm going to say right now, given everything that's gone on and given what they're going to face, especially with a road trip Tuesday at Texas, I'm going to say 40%. Far from giving up on this team, but they're in a tough place right now. They could play their way back into this.
Well, the facts don't seem to back up what I'm saying. I'm saying 51%. I don't see them beating Kansas or Iowa State, so they've got to win 5 of those other 6 games they have against. Most of them are winnable, but I'm going with 51, but may have to stretch it a little.
Between us girls here, we'll assume that OU's already in the NCAA tournament. So percentage chance the Sooners win at least 1 game.
Probably 2.
Well, I'm going 70%. It sort of goes back to what I said when we first talked about the OU breakdown. I said they don't beat themselves, and they would probably be favored going into that first game. So I like OU's chances, whoever they play in the opener.
Tournament's so matchup driven, as we say every year. I'm a little low with this, I'll admit, but I'm going 51%. I think they would win that first round, and then you never know. It depends on who they face.
You don't feel too strongly about it.
Marcus Smart struggling, now suspended, but still very talented. John, percentage chance that Smart is still a first-round pick in the NBA draft.
85% for those who think the outburst is really of a major concern among most NBA teams and the shoving incident here. That's not what they're really concerned about. What they're concerned about is the fact that he hasn't shot the ball well from the perimeter. You listen to a lot of them, that's what they'll tell you. So I still think he's a first-round pick.
Well, I do too, and I'm going 99%, but I kind of disagree with you. I think the shooting is an issue. He hadn't played quite as well. I think he's forcing it. But I do think that these issues have kind of mounted, and it hasn't helped him. He's so high up the list, though. He's not falling out of the first round. I go 99%.
All right, big story nationally. Missouri defensive end and first-team All-American Michael Sam announcing today that he is gay. Percentage chance that affects his NFL draft stock, Dean.
Ready 2. Take.
1%.
Ready 4. Take.
Yeah, I'll say 10%, and that's probably way too high.
Is this last question?
He can play. He's projected as a mid-round
All right, ready
pick.
1. Ready 1.
Probably still go.
Ready 1. Take.
PGA Tour now. Oklahoma City native Jimmy Walker, a big winner at Pebble Beach today. Percentage chance that a golfer with Oklahoma ties, so we're including guys that went to college here, wins a major this year. Got to be quick.
There's a lot of guys out there that have those connections, so I'll say 20%.
I'm saying 24%, but Ricky Fowler's not playing well. But John Holcomb will win, but you can try out for the Open, right?
That's right.
Isn't that right, Charlie?
Stand by this one.
Charlie's still got his amateur stats, I'm sure.
That was too soon. I just said stand by. Stand by your brakes. And fade this. Right brakes. All right. 10. Stand by 3. 5 seconds. And 3, 2, 1, and fade up, come.
All right, let's take a look at the winner. How did the Russian judge score it? Hey, look at that!
Stand by 3.
Fresh out of the Orange Bowl trophy. So
stand by the jam, 20 away.
I think I know what that was.
Make some lemonade.
Will do.
Don't eat those.
15.
Will do. You've been busy lately. You're going to Austin tomorrow?
Yeah.
Dissolve.
See what happens down
Run your copy.
Get it to make some lemonade.
I'm going to get
stand by your brakes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll your brakes. Fade us down. All right, good job, everyone. Thanks. And thanks, News 9, for...
Okay, so it's just KO morning?
Yeah, KO morning.
KO morning. So asked Charlie where he's going to do it, if he was still going to do it at the end quad or not. It was 27 and 31. Surprisingly, yeah, I think